Welcome back. Day 5 of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup here in Korea, and so far the event proving in excess of what we'd hoped for, certainly in terms of the overall quality of the games and in terms of entertainment too. Today the second round of matches in Group D, with Japan facing Nigeria. And what a game we have potentially here on our hands. Both these two teams, as we've seen already, playing open, attacking football, and both secured victories on day 1. Nigeria against France by 2-1, and Japan against Haiti 3-1. Both nations, though, did have to slog for their reward, and Nigeria in particular could be seen to be rather fortunate. Here are the lineups. Oh, we're looking at the substitutions, actually, but going back to the lineups, it was the substitutions that won the game for the Japanese against Haiti. Level at 1-1 on 71 minutes. Kakitani and Kawano both came on and scored. It's a surprise then that the Japanese team, which has 3 changes to it, doesn't include either of them. Well, Nigeria entertaining, if nothing else, against the French. Lots of attacking fervour and plenty of endeavour. They were, though, rather culpable at the back, as we saw. They made 3 changes to that side, including the goalkeeper, Ajiboye, who comes in. And those to look out for: Rabiu Ibrahim, the number 10, the player perceived to be the new JJ Okocha, a player with a significant reputation and a player who is supposed to have been targeted, had that black pen out against his name, by Chelsea. Alongside me is Gary O'Reilly. We've seen him. He's exciting. He's a good player to watch. Both these two teams play really fast, open, entertaining football. What do you expect?
I expect Japan to be tactically a little bit stronger, not to fall prey to Nigeria's attacking flair, and just be patient the way they go about their business. But they will both want to go for goals early, I'm sure of that.
Lots of support, lots of noise on the terraces here from a large contingent of Nigerian support. These two have met in previous meetings in the Under-17 Championships. Twice, in fact, and on both occasions the Eaglets, the Golden Eaglets, have risen to the occasion. 2-1 in 1993, 4-1 in 2001. And they've also been beaten twice by Ghana, so record against African nations not great. Under pressure immediately from the start. The clearance by Kai. Amadou's throw. They've got him behind already. Well, that was half a chance. You can see Christianus there, big, powerful centre forward that he is, muscling his way past Takahashi. Kept in play by Hanato. It's a great ball slung across the face of that 6-yard area. Perhaps a bit too much speed onto it, but what a start already.
It's high tempo. I think the cross just surprised his fellow teammate, because there was no way he'd think that cross was coming in with such accuracy and such speed. And just to see if they can both sustain this tempo for the whole of the game.
The Nigerians, certainly they're in behind again. Look at the run coming into the penalty area now from Ibrahim. Scorching into the penalty area. He's still in there waiting. Wherever they go, wherever they play, there is always a strong contingent. There's Takahashi. Poor ball from Takahashi immediately. Ground being covered already by Christianus. You can see him just down there on the shoulder of Takahashi. Conditions won't be a problem for either of these two teams. as well, used to playing in humidity and heat. But it's a furious pace in this opening 3 minutes. The game littered with errors already, and going down under a rather heavy challenge as Kanai.
But I think it's the errors that'll make it so much more interesting. The fact that there is such a passion from both teams to attack. It will be passes going to everywhere but the intended place. Then all of a sudden they'll connect, and the game will flow even better. So it's going to be a very interesting watch, this one.
I'm wondering why Kakutani, who was the player we said came on and assisted in turning that game around into the victory that they had against Haiti, isn't playing. He was the MVP, or the most valuable player, the AFC Championships, which got them here in the first place, but he's not been used in the starting lineup just as yet. Choosing to use him in that super sub role, if you like.
See, Japan are very sharp passing, very quick. They've got good movement off the ball, and players want possession. I mean, that's good organisation, good technical strength.
Well, it's not been a summer of real achievement for the Africans on the world stage. Of course, we saw a heavy contingent at the Under-20 World Cup, and all of the nations that were there got out of the groups. Gambia, though, lost to Austria. Congo lost to Mexico, and Nigeria beat Zambia. So they had 4 teams in the second round of that tournament, but only Nigeria got through to a quarter-final placing, and they were beaten very heavily as well by the Chileans, of course, who eventually made the finals. So got ground to make up, but they're looking to equal Brazil's number of victories in this event at 3. And as he was saying earlier, the coach is not short of confidence. He's come here and he said he's going home with the trophy.
And the players seem to have picked up on that. They're talking after their victory against France about winning and going all the way.
It's a great ball. Is it onside? Yes, indeed it is. Wonderful first touch from Ibrahim. Really was absolutely magnificent touch.
Just not enough, just lets it get away from him, but it's a beautiful ball, and you have to look at the marking there from Takahashi and say it's just not up to scratch.
He scored a wonderful goal in the previous game against the French, a volley from the edge of the penalty area. It really did fly into the back of the net. But as we said, apparently he's been earmarked by Chelsea. He's got some ground to make up in this attack. Christianos is right on the edge of the penalty area, just staying onside, waiting for the ball to be slithered through to him. Not on this occasion. It's good possession, though, from Nigeria. He ambles forward, the number 10, Ibrahim. You just see he's just drifted out of the bottom left-hand side of your picture, but just watch his movement off the ball. A lot of really intelligent running. Hironaga, the Japanese goalkeeper today. Settled in now, 7 minutes gone, the Nigerians into their pattern of play. 7 down there is Osanga. Kanai was down there with him. Well, in this group earlier on this morning, a really disappointing result for the French. 1-1 against Haiti. Good performance from the Haitian team. Letalic scoring for the French, but they missed a penalty, had a player sent off, and this tournament is not going their way. So these two teams here started the day, remember, on 3 points. The two behind them are on 1 apiece with 1 game to go. Takahashi. Bit reliant at the moment, the Japanese, on that early ball forward.
They're trying to catch Nigeria on the bait because it makes sense. They commit bodies forward so quickly, they're going to leave spaces at the back.
Mizunuma not really been involved much in the game. You can see he's in a lot of space just toward the edge of the penalty area. The captain looking to be delivered the ball. Mizunuma's still the only one in the penalty area. They've got a free kick here though, and could be, whoa, is it a yellow card for simulation? Indeed it is.
Shake the referee's hand for booking him.
Nothing sarcastic at all. So, Saito has been yellow carded, first one of the day so far. Ivan Bebek is the referee from Croatia, and here's the reason why. It wasn't even a good attempt, was it?
No, he's got a lot to learn about simulation, and mainly not to do it.
Mizunuma's ball.
But again, they're trying to get that lightning quick telling ball in there, and when you do that, you have to be something special to get the accuracy.
Big year, of course, upcoming for African football itself, with the Nations Cup in the early part of next year. That was Amadou again holding off the challenge of Mizunuma, and holding it off quite easily as well. Now space opens up for a shot. They weren't shy of shooting from distance against the French. No reason to see why that should change here either.
No, Haruna there deciding that he'd seen enough of the goal to take the shot. Thing is, he's under a lot of pressure, a lot of blue shirts are on top of him, and you have to be deadly accurate to beat Hiranaga with that kind of strike.
Okamoto failing to bring it under possession again. 20 there is Haruna.
This is such an open game already in the first 10 minutes.
Not had much chance to get forward in support of the midfield so far. Yoshida did give the Haitian defenders a really torrid time.
If Yoshida pushes forward too much, he leaves space, and you've always seen already how keen the Nigerians are to open up the game with diagonal passing from centre midfield.
Good challenge that was by Okamoto to win possession for the Japanese in the middle of the field. Important that they get a foothold in that area. Zuma is just trotting into the penalty area now, trying to time his run late to try and catch the Nigerian defenders, but again the ball doesn't make it across to him. Lovely pass that, wasn't it? Aseni is waiting in the penalty, well, he's on the edge of the penalty area now. Aseni loved to pick up the ball with his back to goal, spins, and again another one with a blistering turn of pace. Yoshida called upon again.
He's got to tuck in, because there's no doubting Chris Santos is a powerful presence, a dangerous presence, and they're just doubling up to try and stop him play.
Interesting. Well, the options weren't great then for the captain, Mizunuma. But again, there was some good movement off the ball as they tried just to open up an angle to allow him the shot.
That is already a trademark of Japan's game. There is a lot of good movement away from, in front of the ball. There's always an option, there's always a passion. You've seen in midfield, they're not shy of getting the challenges in.
Okamoto right in the centre of the picture there again, and bodies pile onto the edge of that 6-yard area. Anybody looking to try and just get the briefest of glances, and Kanai makes the long trip back again into his left back position.
It's a good near post corner. The trouble is, for Japan, no one attacks the second ball. Once Kanai gets that flick, everyone's around there watching it happen.
There you go, the future of Cerezo Japan, Kakitani. That is the man. According to most of the Japanese press, if you can find any that are writing about this youth team that are present here. Tends to rather slip under the radar in Japan. There's the Japanese bench. Hiroshi Jofuku is the coach, been around with the under-17 since 2003 and has history too, coaching in the J League as well with FC Tokyo.
Most coaches feel reasonably comfortable. They've tried to create chances, they've had attacking moments, they're not bogged down in midfield, and they seem to be trying to work hard to establish their game.
Yeah, you can just see the Nigerian number 10 then, Ibrahim, biding his time, waiting for that ball to be slipped through to him. And what's more, the Japanese doing a good job of breaking up the play now in the middle of the field. The Nigerians not having it all their own way.
No, they're organised, they're competitive, and you look at the way they're structured when the ball goes into the feet of Chrysanthus, Alpha, Ibrahim.
Oh, that's a great ball by Ibrahim. He dropped deep to pick it up. And in the end, the deflection took some of the pace off of the ball, and the shot from Osanga wasn't likely to cause too much of a problem. But good movement, wasn't it, from Ibrahim?
It's great movement, and it's a great run from Osanga. Just you're looking there at Kanai.
Not a bad effort either. And it was rising all the time, back half to a metre over the bar. And this time, Oseni.
They don't hesitate, do they? That space opens up, the goal's there, they will take the strike, and it's just rising, not that far over.
He had a high percentage of the shots on goal as well in the first game.
Just slipped a gear, haven't they, Nigeria? Just the strike from Osanga, now from Oseni.
So far, remember, in this tournament, we've had just 2 0-0 draws. That's a lovely touch again, and Ibrahim, the second challenge he cannot elude, and Kanai got it away. But the sheer athleticism of this Nigerian team, I mean, even if the Japanese, who are not slow themselves, trying to break, there were 3 players were back, or 3 defenders back in position.
An absolute pleasure to watch, Tim, the Nigerian side, and the Japanese aren't that far behind them.
Christianus. Yamada. Never shy at running at defenders that let them, and that wasn't too far away either. And I tell you what, Saito very nearly squeezed in the opening goal there.
It's fantastic determination. I just think he pulls it to the goalkeeper's right, and really the space might have been on the other side. He's under a lot of pressure, but he shows great pace. You'd like to have seen it on target. Maybe a problem then for Ajiboye had it been on target. Superb run from Saito.
Now, the interesting thing about their match, or the opening game, was the high percentage of shots on target. Of the 9 shots they did manage in the course of the game, 7 of them forced the goalkeeper to make a save, which is quite rare, isn't it, actually, that higher percentage?
It's admirable.
Now Christianus is going through the middle. Ibrahim is there. Oh, Seni wanted the ball back to him.
Just the wrong selection there from Ibrahim.
And we swing back up to the other end of the field. 0-0, 17 minutes gone. So far, as we said, only Togo, Peru, and Argentina, Syria have given us a 0-0 draw. More goals than you could have expected. Brazil banged in another 6 yesterday. They've got a goal average per game of 6 at the moment, the Brazilians, after 2 games. Brazil, England, incidentally.
You know, they've been told
live
to play
Friday
defensively in this tournament, the Brazilians. Average of 6 a game. Oh dear.
Japanese ball.
I guess who plays them next?
Yep, Friday morning. England against Brazil. Oh, that was a foul throw for a start. Wasn't even close. Udo's ball. Again, the early ball. It's a fearsome sight for those Japanese defenders to see Hosseini and Ibrahim and Cristianos running at them.
Yeah, and they're playing deep. They're making sure there's not too much space in behind them if it does go beyond, because the Nigerian strikers are so rapid. The hunger at which the Nigerian players pick up loose balls, such a desire.
Off goes Ibrahim, just down below in the attacking left-hand channel. Here he is again. He's waiting for the overlapping run from Amadou. Didn't give him an awful lot to work with on that occasion.
Yeah, undercooked that one. He puts it into a bit of grass. Amadou's away and gone, because we've already seen he does possess some pace. Maybe not a good throw.
Amadou's ball. Cristianos just using a bit too much of his sizable advantage in terms of physique. Mizunma is on his own in the centre there, if they could have found a pass to him. That was some challenge, that made by Yonemoto. They still come away with it, Nigeria. Hosseini now, first time strike. Oh yes, what a fabulous goal that was from Hosseini. Unbelievable goal. We've seen some fabulous goals in this tournament so far, and that is right up there in the top one, isn't it?
Well, he's had a little sighter, hasn't he? Saw his strike go over the bar this time, low and hard, but as well as Japan have played, and they have played quite well in these opening 20 minutes, Nigeria have had the edge. Look at that, perfect strike, right to left, across the goal. It's not in the corner, it's in the side netting. Virtually impossible for the keeper to touch. You know, this is irresistible football. Tough to close him down, tough to do anything about it, but pick it out the net.
But what a good touch, though, by Cristianos.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the whole thing sets up beautifully. And you're looking at left-sided midfield popping up right side in an attacking midfield role, and just devastating strike. Beautiful play.
All of a sudden, there's an increase in the volume and the fervour of the music coming from just over there on the halfway line. Well, the one thing that we know that the Japanese teams do have is they have plenty of character. Through ball then, or half a through ball from Yonemoto. Once again, breaks down before it reaches the Nigerian penalty area.
There's one criticism of the Japanese side, they're not getting enough service into their strikers. And at the moment, that's a problem for them, because Nigeria really are so dominant in their attacking force that Japan are having to play such a rearguard action.
Alpha. Side two's layoff. Then there was Yamada. And it all looks pretty. There was 5 passes there, and they still didn't bypass the halfway line. If you just joined us earlier on, Spain, a hard-fought victory as well. 2-1 against Syria. Who've proven to be really difficult opposition in this tournament, as the Argentinians found out. As Amadou. Japanese ball. Well, they've enjoyed the majority of possession. That's obvious so far in this game, Nigeria. They've shown that they're equally as fearful when the opposition is in control of the ball, as they were in the match against the French. French dominated the possession, but they couldn't cope with the speed of the counters. Now they're through here, Japan, and you could just see it was slightly overhit, and the ball across the face of the goal by Mizunuma. The captain was just stretching to get his foot to that ball.
It's actually a fantastic ball across the face of goal from Mizunuma. Just the trouble is, there's no one really there to make most of it.
How many times have we said that about Japanese national teams down the years? I suppose it was certainly since '98, France 1998. If they could find a natural goal scorer, they've got everything else about them, but it's the one thing that they seemingly lack. It appears prevalent at every age level at the moment.
You ask any coach in any country, they all want a natural goal scorer, please. Their age, their size.
Not doing too bad in Nigeria. Here comes another one, Amadou. He's covered an awful lot of ground so far, the captain, Mizunuma.
You see, look, he's having to track back. He's doing a good job for the shape and defensive aspect of the team, Mizunuma.
Didn't seem to be too much wrong with that, did there, that challenge?
Okay, let's not start on the referee just yet. With only a three-man wall, you'd be thinking, maybe I fancy my chances here. Sanga on the ball.
Sanga opens the angle up, but they wanted too much time, Haruna. Mizunuma.
Tired pass from the captain.
Well, the question we seemingly always ask is, can they continue to play at this pace for 90 minutes? French found the answer to that the other day, didn't they? And the answer was yes, they can.
Oh, they do. And if you make a mistake, you're punished. But we've seen here a creativity and a domination from the Nigerians that maybe just shows there's a little bit more of a depth and dimension to their game.
Interesting choice of coach for the Nigerians as well, a guy called Yemi Tella. A part-time tactician he was listed as, who works for the National Institute of Sports. I mean, he's not got a great
previous
history.
record, has he? But you look at what he's achieved. They're African champions. They've come into here as a strong team, so watching them play at the moment, he's got something about him. And
they romped it as well in the African Championships too. There was nobody that could come close to competing with this squad. Seeing the reasons why. Ibrahim is the closest. You can see that Amadou making ground down the left-hand side. Here he is, Amadou. And then continues his run. Ibrahim's got it again. How much ground did he have to make up then? Ibrahim began that move, sat over on the right side of the midfield. Covered a lot of ground, and stretching there was Okamoto.
But look at the passion from the Nigerian side. They lose possession and they're straight back on it, hustling and harrying, and they win it back.